All right, guys, let's give you guys a channel update on Gone in 60. Let's drive my Honda S2000 in February. It's an okay day, no salt on the road. So let's go ahead. Hopefully this thing starts, and let me give you guys an update on everything happening in my world and with this channel moving forward. All right, please start. It's been for sure a month. Yeah. Yes. If you guys aren't familiar with my Honda S2000, this is it. It is a 2001 AP1 Berlina Black Honda S2000, and yes, it's got 14,000 miles on it. So pretty nice condition if you ask me. But let's go ahead, let the car warm up, let everything go. I'll strap you guys here on the glass and let me share with you some updates. Okay, man, it has been 2-3 months since I've driven this car, and I am thoroughly excited. The only problem I have is I have no idea how good this video is going to sound, because if you've ever driven a Honda S2000 with the roof up, it sounds like a bucket of bolts in here. It sounds like a race car driving down the road. So apologize in advance for the quality, but hopefully the sound comes through okay. But super excited to drive this. Let me jump into just my drive and let me share with you guys what's happening in my life, what's happening with cars, and what direction we're taking the channel. But man, I love this car. I need to get an oil change. It's why you guys probably saw a lot of the I think the check engine light blink when it came on. This car needs an oil change, and I really don't like driving it right now just because it needs it, and I don't have time. But what can you do? It's the situation. Hopefully you guys can see me okay. Apologize in advance if you can't, but yeah, it's a clear day. There's no salt on the roads, there's no snow, so I'm so pumped to let this sucker warm up, have VTEC kick in. But this is the favorite car I've owned on the channel. I love the Honda S2000. It's such a great platform, such a great car. I have so many people tell me, Austin, don't drive it, you know, it's only got 14,000 miles on it, it's going to be collectible. Like, I want to drive it, and I want to enjoy it. I'm not looking for cars that you know, collect dust in my garage and I just feel good inside that, you know, that the car is you know, worth a whole bunch of money someday. These cars will hold their value over time, and honestly, I don't put a ton of miles on my cars anyways, but I'm gonna drive it, I'm gonna enjoy it, and it's plain and simple. So, oh man, if you guys haven't driven a Honda S2000, a lot of people, you know, don't understand why they're so special, and I'll dive into a lot of videos of it. But the manual gearbox in this car, the best out of any car I have ever driven. It is just so connected, short throws, just precise. For a manual enthusiast, this is the car to get. You know, a lot of people talk about, you know, the horsepower being down. When this car came out, it had more horsepower per cylinder than, or more horsepower per liter, I think, yeah, than any other car out there at the time. And so they spent a lot of engineering into this car, a lot of development, and this car's not a fast car, really not a fast car, but at the limits with the top down, man, this sucker, it just, it is so much fun. And you know, VTEC in this car, you know, kicks in just after 6,000 RPM, and it screams, and I tell you, it screams all the way to 9,000. The AP2's got a bump in torque, and the AP2's came out, I think, like 2003, 2004, pretty sure 2004, and they got a bump in torque, and their red line got lowered a little bit, but still over 8 grand, but just super high revving, super fun. Yeah, you could daily drive one of these if you don't have to carry more than one person, you don't have a lot of stuff, but they do feel cramped in here. You do feel like a cockpit, but what's cool is you have all of your gauges, you have everything just right here, and man, this car just puts a smile on my face. I love driving it. I love driving it. I have my Gone in 60 plates on this car because this is my car. You know, I've wanted one of these for a long time on the channel. This July it'll be about a year of owning it. For those of you that don't know, I picked up this car in Boise, Idaho last summer. I'd been keeping an eye on it for several months, and ended up, in my opinion, getting a good deal on the car. Now the market's gone down some for Honda S2000, so if you guys are out there trying to buy one, probably a good time to buy one, because the values will eventually go back up. But you know, and obviously everything was overinflated with COVID and everything happening, but the Honda S2000s right now, you know, based on what I paid for it, I probably overpaid for it a little bit, but at the time it was a screaming deal compared to you know, Bring a Trailer and all the other, you know, sites out there that you know, have cars for sale. So, oh man, oh, I love it. I love it. So this year I'm so pumped to bring more Honda S2000 content to you all. It's going to be a big push for me, and you know, as a YouTuber, I battle myself. I know the videos that I can put out there that'll get a lot of views, and that makes me more money, and it allows me to invest into the channel. But I also want to be very true to who I am, and I want to drive the cars that I like. I want to do reviews on the cars that I like. You know, a lot of people, you can turn your channels into, basically you're now a car review person of any new car that comes out. But for me, if I don't have passion around the car, I don't want to do it. I might rent some cars on Turo this year that are, you know, maybe a Miata, maybe some different things that I like, and do like a, you know, week-long review of them. That seems appealing to me. But you know, the Honda S2000, it's where my heart is, and I want to be someone who provides a lot of content around the Honda S2000. So I appreciate all of you. You guys have all been so patient with me on making videos on this car. And I live in Utah, and you know, me even driving the car today in almost March, right, late February, makes me nervous. But there's no salt on the roads. I think we're okay, but I do want to keep the car as in good condition as I can and respect it. But Honda S2000 content, gonna do a lot more of it this year. Really pumped for it. This'll be a car I'm driving a lot here in the next month or two. You know, because what I have experienced with my first convertible, which is this, and what an epic first car convertible to have, is driving it during the day, like in the summertime, not ideal because you just roast. You know, like evening drives, early morning drives, but springtime I think would be just absolutely ideal. But I'm gonna drive this car as much as I can this spring and summer. I'll bring you guys along with me. We'll get some good driving videos, some good driving clips. I think as I've listened to a lot of feedback from you guys, a lot of you like hearing me talk. I don't know why, but I thought, you know, car videos with just car audio would be something you all would really like, and apparently you guys want to hear me talk. So so we'll do that. We'll make some videos around that. Oh man, oh, that's why I do this. That's why I do YouTube. Right now I've been focused on my second channel a lot, my detailing channel. If you guys aren't subscribed to that, please go check it out. Gone in 60 Detailing, and it's been fun. It's a lot of work, but I now start to have brands send me products to review and test, which when I set out on YouTube, my goal for this channel was to make enough money that I could pay for a car, a sports car on my own, that I can make the payments, and I've accomplished that. YouTube and Amazon, I make just barely enough to make the car payment on this. Some months I don't have enough, some months I have a little bit more. And then my second goal with having an auto detailing channel is that I was big enough that brands would send me detailing products to test and try. And that leads me to maybe a conversation we could have around like goal setting. And I've been thinking a lot about this lately. Like, I think sometimes people look at goals as just something they set, and that's what it is. You don't alter it, you don't change it. Goals are something that are always meant to be changed. I've changed my goals around what I want for YouTube and my channels this year 2 or 3 times, and I want to change them even more because life changes, things change. Maybe you accomplish your goals, so what do you do after that? Okay, you need to keep aiming higher, you need to adjust. If you're gonna fall way short of your goal, it's okay to readjust and set a new goal, but I think people get in this mentality of set it and forget it on their goals, but goals is something that you have to monitor daily, monthly, weekly, and something that you're constantly evolving and changing and trying to better yourself. And if you've hit those goals, you've exceeded those goals, you need to find new goals that you're trying to do to continue to push yourself, to move yourself forward in what you're doing. So there's a little motivation for you guys. But Honda S2000 content, we're going to be doing a lot more of it this year. Drink of choice today, Mountain Dew Zero. Ooh, it's good. It's good. But no, pumped to be driving this car. On the detailing front, check out my channel if you guys haven't. Little BMW tuned, I love it. What'll be so funny in this video is if I go to post it and all of you guys are just seeing is like the top of my nose. And honestly, even if you do, I'm still gonna post it. I don't care. Hopefully you guys can see all of me, but the windshield is like right here in this car. Detailing channel, please go check it out. I've been detailing a lot of cars this last month, customers' cars. And I'm gonna make a video on this of why I'm doing it and why, of why I go clean people's boogers out of their cars and their pet hair and mustard from hot dogs and all sorts of stuff and just nastiness. If you guys want to check out some of the cars I've cleaned and detailed, go check out Gone in 60 Detailing on Instagram. I think I have an asterisk or an underscore in there, not quite sure, but go check that out. And a lot of times people ask me like, Austin, why do you do that? And truthfully, I enjoy the exercise. I do enjoy cleaning cars. Sometimes I thoroughly do not enjoy cleaning cars. But the reason I clean cars and do what I'm doing too is for the cars. I want more cars. I do. Honda S2000, this was a dream car. This was a bucket list item. Checked it off, and I will sell body parts before I sell this car. If I sell this car someday, it's because I'm in dire need of money and life has gone to crap. Never say never, but I love this car. This is a bucket list car for me. How many Honda S2000s can you find out there with only 14,000 miles on them and driven by an old person? It's funny, when I bought this car and I went and drove it, the guy from Idaho is an older gentleman, super tall, like I would be surprised if his head came up over, kind of the roof line. And when I bought it from him, or we were test driving it, and the tires were absolutely bald. It had the original tires on it. Had the original tires, original cabin air filter, and original air filter. And it looked like it came off of the showroom floor. Now, the body had a lot of scratches. There's still stuff on it that's not perfect. Had a couple dents removed. But he's like, this car's really rev happy. Like, I don't like, I shift this car before 3,000, 4,000 RPM, which it's not what you do in this car. It's not what this car is meant for. So I had somebody who never took it to VTEC. But back to the point of what I wanted to share around why I detail boogered out cars and people that leave gum in their cars and all sorts of stuff, is because I want more cars, and I do it for the cars. I love cars. I do. I love manuals. I love anything with a stick shift. I love them all. It's a bad problem to have that you just are a lover of all cars, but I am. And those of you who are close to me, as I contemplate different cars that I want to add on the channel, different things that I want, You all know I have a massive problem because I can see the beauty in all of it. So I am detailing cars and I am saving up money right now to try and buy a third car. That probably will happen this year. I'll tell you where my head's at on cars that I'm considering or cars that I want. And you guys can leave a comment below. You can let me know like your thoughts around it. I really would like a Nissan 370Z. My first like true car that was like somewhat of a, you know, I can't even say that. To me it was, you know, if it was 100 horsepower, it felt like 500. I had a Nissan Sentra in high school, and you know, from the cars that I had previously, this car was quite a bit quicker, and I love that car. I'm a big Nissan fan at heart. I'd love a GTR someday. It's just not in the cards right now. But I'm looking at manual 370Zs. I'm looking for something that has auto rev match. I have several that I have my eye on, so I'm gonna own a 370Z someday. I just am. I like Nissan. I'm a big fan of Nissan. I'm a big fan of the VQ engines. I think Nissan, you know, isn't quite up there with Toyota and Honda in terms of reliability, in terms of quality, but they do make good engines that put out decent amount of power, and I just think that would be a fun car to own, and I want one. I for sure want one. I've dabbled in looking at Porsche Boxsters and Porsche Caymans, but I might do that. Porsche Boxsters, just so you guys know, if you guys are looking for a cheap convertible sports car, you cannot beat a Porsche Boxster. Like, you can get those for next to nothing. Like, such a great car. I mean, they are a great bargain. That is a car all of you should be having. But for me, the pinnacle or the apex of convertible sports cars for me is this. It's the Honda S2000. And owning two convertibles, I don't know. I love Porsches, so I'm not ruling that out. The Caymans are a lot more expensive, and they just have a roof. That's it. Than the Boxsters. So keeping those in mind, that'll happen someday, but I don't think it'll be this next move. I've looked at Pontiac GTOs and some, you know, muscle cars, and I don't know if the cards are going to line up on there. The Pontiac GTOs have shot up a lot recently in price, like 130, 140,000 miles, and people want 20,000 for them, and I don't want to do that. I've looked at like some older Honda Civics, like the EM1s, Honda Civic SIs. I love the looks of those, and I've looked at some Honda Preludes. You know, for me, guys, I'm a muscle car guy, and I am a kind of import tuner JDM kind of car guy. I balance back and forth between two personalities on that, but I don't think I'm going to go that route. If I went any route right now, it would be the Nissan 370Z. I've also, you know, considered getting back into a Mazda RX-8. That is one car that I wish I didn't sell. There's a Honda Civic Type R. FK8s, I like those. Those have grown on me. You know, I've dabbled in doing an older Subaru. I love, you know, the Blob Eye and Hawkeye WRX STIs. I love the hatchback STIs. I wish Subaru would bring those back. The problem I have is they're Subarus, and you don't know what kid before tuned them and what they did. And if you guys want to do me a favor and try this out, it's kind of a fun exercise. Go to Facebook Marketplace, start searching for Subaru Impreza WRX STI, and almost every single post will be this many miles on body, this many miles on engine. Just replace the engine, just replace the engine, just replace the engine. Hey, we just replaced the engine. Like, those cars, I think they can be reliable, but I'd almost rather go like a Mitsubishi Evo route, just because I believe those are, I know the block on the STIs on the EJs are, I believe, aluminum. I know they're lighter, and I think the Mitsubishis are like an iron block. I'm probably wrong, but they're just, I just struggle. I love the looks of them. I love the sound of them. I'm a Subaru guy, but yeah, I don't know if that's in the cards or not, but someday I'd like to own one. I'd love a World Rally Blue. I think that would be awesome. One of my favorite colors, if not my favorite color. So looked at that, but I'd probably say not going that route. Mazda Speed 3, I always have my eye on Mazda Speed 3s. I think those would be fun. Looks wise, I kind of go back and forth, but I saw one this weekend that was lowered and on some sweet wheels, and man, it looked good. But we'll see. That's a front wheel drive, a lot of torque steer, a lot of fun. But I also try to find cars that may be a little bit different. Like, you know, I have my Volkswagen Golf R. That's a hatchback. That's all-wheel drive. That's turbo. So I check a lot of boxes on that. So definitely, I don't know the route that we're gonna go there, but I am working hard, guys. I am doing a lot to try and bring a third car to the channel. I still have my Volkswagen Golf R. I'm struggling on what videos I want to do with that. I've recorded a lot of footage, and I have a lot of driving clips. Those videos don't do very well on YouTube. Subaru content does a lot better. My GR86 content does a lot better. That's where I kind of run this fine line of, do I post and do what I want, or what I know will make me enough money to pay for the stuff that I'm doing. So kind of a fine balance there of like what I want. But I will talk about a little bit about the Volkswagen Golf R. It's been the best daily driver car out of all the cars that I've owned, especially with detailing, man, folding the seats down, using that. The turbo, the car's a lot of fun. You know, having the all-wheel drive, the sound system in it isn't great. So if you're trying to get a Harman Kardon in a GTI or in a, man, I need to turn on my defrost. Hopefully this doesn't screw up the audio for you guys too much. There we go. But Volkswagen Golf R, with the audio, don't worry about getting the Harman Kardon. The fender was way better in those on the previous generations. I think they had it in the Mark 7 and some of the earlier editions, but in the Mark 8, the Harman Kardon stereo, it's not worth it. It's okay. Harman Kardon in my Subaru, that thing rocked. That thing was amazing. So I don't know. It's just for sure interesting how everybody has like all of their stuff set up, and everybody's different. But best daily driver. It's fun. It's fast. The Apple CarPlay, extremely glitchy in that car. Probably one of my worst cars I've owned with Apple CarPlay, and I don't know if it's my phone problem. I don't think it is, because when I hook up to my wife's Honda Odyssey, the CarPlay in there works just fine. And it cuts off at the same spots, and so I don't know. CarPlay on any car that I've used, especially wireless, every car that I've owned that's had wireless CarPlay, it's had challenges with. But seats, super comfortable. I love the interior lighting. The tech has not been a problem for me, and I'll be doing a video on that. It's plenty fun, it's plenty fast. I have a cold air intake on it. I believe I did the APR hot air intake, cold air intake, whatever your guys' take is on that. I mainly did it just for the turbo sounds, and man, it sounds so good. And even my wife, who is someone who doesn't care about those modifications, she's been driving it to school at night, and she loves it. Like, she enjoys it. Like, she is, you know, she is all about that. So, you know, I've had a blast with it. I have a couple rock chips I need to touch up that I will. That car, I didn't do a video on it, but it once again came with some damage on it. On the A-pillar, it looked like it had hit something when it was new, and I don't know if they tried touching it up. And then I don't think I'm gonna do this because I don't feel comfortable with it. It had some watermarks that were etched into the hood of it. I don't know if it was like from acid rain or just regular rain. I bought the car from Alabama, and I tried polishing it out, and I tried using a lot of different compounds, and just wouldn't come out. I think it needs a light sand. That car was, or is, the hardest car that I've had to try to polish. Like the ceramic coat from Avalon King, I think I got a bad batch, and they worked with me and refunded me, but it did not like take, and I did 2 coats on that. That is the hardest like paint that I've worked on, like in terms of like actual hardness. Like, it's very hard. But man, the car's quiet. Shifting, it's a breeze to shift. Other complaints, and I'll talk about this eventually in videos, it does have some things that are a little bit annoying. You know, one of those being, oh, there was a wreck, that's why there's traffic. One of those being their hill assist. So if you guys aren't familiar with that, in manual transmission cars, if anybody has driven a manual, you know, especially for those learning, it's hard to be stopped on a hill and start, because the car wants to roll back, and you have to time the release of the clutch and everything. And so the hill start assist, or whatever they call it, you can't turn it off. And my understanding is, unless you have some type of software that, you know, or tune or whatever you're plugging into the car to be able to turn that off. But it is aggressive. Like, I installed the car because it holds that brake, and it makes it so it's easier for you to be able to you know, more easily transition. It is rough, it is hard. I don't like that about it. You know, so that's one thing. The clutch on the car, super light. I understand why when people tune, and just if you guys are new out there, if you want a GTI, if you want a Volkswagen Golf R, everybody that I have seen that tunes those cars, because the Volkswagens are very susceptible. They do a great job with like a tune and adding more power. But if you guys are out in the market and you own one of those and you want to tune it and it's a manual, you're going to have to replace the clutch. It will slip. That clutch is really designed for city driving, in my opinion. It's very light, it's easy, super easy to drive, it's a breeze, it's a cake, but I understand why it's a weak point in that car when it comes to tuning and modifying. And I even just worry about that clutch's longevity just in general. So I'll be doing some more in-depth reviews around my Volkswagen Golf R. I'm just struggling. I was kind of thinking, like, maybe I make not as many videos around the Golf R, but I make very long, like in-depth videos, like 40, 50 minute long videos. But I've driven it in the snow. I've done some road trips on it. I've got gas mileage. I want to do some acceleration tests on it. I obviously want to do things that I've liked, perceptions, how it compares to my WRX versus the Golf R, some differences between those. And so I definitely want to highlight a lot of the different things around it and just, you know, comparable things. But I'm debating if I just do like really short videos and do a lot of them, or I do like more in-depth, like hardcore reviews. But those videos, Volkswagen, they just don't do as well. And so I'm trying to kind of build up my Volkswagen audience on Instagram and drive content that way. But it's kind of been nice not filming the car and just enjoying the car. Sometimes as a content creator, like when I go detail a car or my cars, I don't want to film a video on it. I just want to enjoy it. I want to crank up some music and just enjoy it and not have to worry about talking or, you know, or filming it or different angles. So it's been really nice to be able to get in the Volkswagen and just enjoy it. But it has been the best daily driver that I have owned. I've loved it, and for what I want, for what I'm looking for, it's been great. The market on those has gone down significantly. I have seen, like, what can I get for it? I have contemplated selling it, and, you know, I bought that car at Sticker, and, you know, I paid to have it shipped, I paid taxes and stuff, but even after a month or two or a few months of owning it, people were offering 38, 40 grand dealerships for it. So, guys, the used car market, it is crashing, and if you're out there trying to sell your car, be patient if you're out there looking for a car right now, because the market's going to continue to come down on used cars, because people are still in the COVID mindset a little bit of what they think their cars are worth. I think people are realizing realistically what is doable and what's not, but it's changed quite a bit. So yeah, if you're out there looking for a car, keep your eye on it. So you know, people are negotiating. If you're out there looking for a new car, man, people are negotiating, they're wheeling and dealing. I would like to get my hands on a new Mustang. I eventually would like to get back into a V8 of some sort. I love V8s. You know, I thought about getting an older GTO. I do miss my Mustang Bullet. I know I complained about that car a lot in the transmission, but I'd love it in Highland Green. There's one here in Utah I've kept my eye on, but I'd rather have maybe a third car. If I did a Mustang or something like that, I'd just have two cars on the channel. But the Mustang, the looks of it, it has grown on me. I don't know how I feel about the tablet screens and all of that, but Mustangs, you can get several thousand off of MSRP. You know, Challengers, Chargers, there's deals out there, guys. The only brand that isn't offering a lot of deals is Camaro. They discontinued them, and I would love a Camaro. I'd love to even just get an LT1. I'd love a 2SS1LE, Z01s, but they're holding their value and they're holding their price, and Chevy dealers, they're not moving on those, and there's just not a lot of inventory out there. around it. So yeah, I've always got my eye on the car market, guys. I'm always looking at what's next, but I think what's next up on the channel for you guys on this channel is Honda S2000 content, you know, reviews, driving content, and then obviously Golf R content. I think you'll see a decrease from me in WRX content as well as GR86 content. I've made a lot of videos around the WRX. I do want to kind of continue to update how it's doing from a cell standpoint and some different things, and I do want to compare the WRX to the Golf R because I think for the money the WRX is such a great car. I think the Golf R has gotten a little too pricey, but for comparing the WRX to the Golf R, there's just minor things that's different that, you know, obviously cause a more premium price. But the WRX in Subaru is such a great car, and it is hard to not pick it over the Golf R when you're talking just price and what you get in return for the price. Now, the Volkswagen, you get a lot of, you know, creature comfort, like amenities and different things that, you know, make it be more expensive, but it's not worth the premium to some extent. But I love my Golf R. It's been great. It's been fun. Will I tune it? Will I modify it? I don't think so. Might eventually do exhaust or wheels on it, but you know, for me, I'm trying to kind of keep my costs low right now. I'm trying to save up money because I do want a third car that, you know, a third car that maybe has 60, 70,000 miles on it, maybe less, maybe more, that, you know, I can maybe do a series on of just kind of restoring it. And what I mean by restoring it, just getting up to the Gone in 60 specs, you know, getting the paint clean, getting the interior clean, you know, doing some maintenance on it, doing some things, doing some modifications. I've also looked at a car, a 2013 Honda Accord V6 EXL two-door. Those cars are really, really rare, and those cars rip. Like, you can put a tune on those cars and do some things to it, and they're pretty quick. Like, they are a lot of fun. So I've considered doing something like that, you know, and maybe bringing in, like, you know, some Hondas that might help with my Honda S2000 viewership and that. And I appreciate to all of you who recently joined my channel as Honda S2000 subscribers. I'm glad to be driving this car today, and man, this does so much for my soul today, driving this car. I've missed it. I've missed it so much. It's so much fun. I need to get back to doing live streams, and I know I've been saying this forever. My problem with my live streams is I never give you guys like a long heads up when I'm doing a live stream, and it's like, hey, Austin's on, and you guys are like, well, dude, we would have loved to have been there. But you know, so I am going to do more live streams this year, or at least advertise them in advance to you guys. I need to figure out a better way to do my live streams, and I've been saying this for years, and it's just something I don't have time for. But you know, my live stream video quality, I don't really like it. You know, I have all the gear to make it be more professional, but a lot of times I am just doing it from my MacBook Pro, and I think the camera quality on that's like 720p, and so the audio's not great, the video's really grainy, I don't like it. So I either need to do it through my phone or through my GoPro. I need to get, you know, and we're in a new house, and I don't have a backdrop, it's just a plain wall, which I know that can work, but I need to get a permanent setup, spend a lot of time on it, and I do a lot more lives where it's just like this video where we're talking. And let me know in the comments below, do you guys like a video like this? I know personally, this video is not going to be for anybody that's not my subscribers. Like, this is more a subscriber kind of update video. And when it comes to YouTube and views, just so you guys know, almost all of my views come from search on YouTube. They don't come from subscribers, and that's true of almost any channel. And that's why the videos that have the highest views, it's what people are searching for the most. It's not because my subscribers watched it. Now, the subscribers, when you guys watch one of these videos and you like it or you comment on it, it quickly gets the video, you know, kind of out there, and it helps kind of start that snowball effect. But I do want to do more live streams, and if you guys like this style of video, you know, I can do one, you know, once a week. These are easier for me because I'm not going to do a lot of editing. I'm not going to like script out what I'm talking to you guys about. you know, because I do try to make my videos kind of short, to the point, hopefully. I know this one is not that, and hang on. Oh my gosh. Oh, we're excited. We're excited. Man, I really hope this video is catching all of my face. If not, I don't care. We're gonna publish it. We're gonna publish it. But oh, it feels so good to get into VTEC, and the VTEC crossover in this car, it's pretty strong. That's fun. That's fun. That's a lot of fun. More of that, a lot more of that. So let me know in the comments below if you guys like a video like this. I can do one every couple weeks. They're easy for me to shoot. They're not scripted. It's just me talking. It's just me sharing my thoughts. So right now, just know my focus on my detailing channel, I just want to get that ramped up just a little bit more because it's starting to get some traction. But we will be trying to get out at least one video a week and on this channel, and I kind of giving you guys an update on what's next. So life right now, I'm busy, really busy. My wife is going to school at nights, 3 nights a week, and so I transition literally from work to taking care of kids and, you know, getting everybody to what they need. And so it's been a lot, and it'll be that way for the next couple months. But it's also been good at the same time, but it's been hard. Work, super busy work-wise. You know, I don't really share with you guys a whole lot on my work, but I've had a lot of transitions on my team, and I've spent like the last 4 or 5 months as a recruiter, I feel like, and hiring and training, and so it's been a lot of fun. But I have a great group of people I work with and a great team. You know, there's always questions about the future of my company, and I've been at the same company almost, you know, over 4 years now, close to 5 years, and it's been good to me, but who knows what the future holds there. But you know, yeah, I've been detailing right now almost 2 cars a week. My Saturdays have been packed. I have another one I'm doing this Saturday, and yeah, it's been good for me. It kicks my butt, it gives me some exercise, but you know, I've made okay money. If you guys are here in Utah, you guys want me to detail your car, I'm more than happy to. You can leave a comment on this video or message me. I charge 50 bucks an hour. That's my hourly rate. I don't charge it per like vehicle size, whether it's truck, whatever. And if the car needs shampooed, I'll shampoo it. If it needs certain things, I'll do it. I usually am about, you know, between a little under 3 hours to a little over 4 hours on an interior detail. I'm just mainly focusing on interior, but I come to you, I can do it. Granted, just with my full-time job, with family, with life, with kids, I can't, you know, I can't do a lot, but I've been busy. Like I've done, you know, already this year, I think I've done maybe 7 or 8 cars, and that was probably as much as I did last year. But I did have some repeat clients last year, so super pumped for that. But if you guys are in Utah, you want me to clean out your car, I don't mind. 50 bucks an hour, it's what I charge. I think it's fair. When you look at a lot of other companies out there that do detailing services, you know, they're usually 100 bucks higher for a project than I am. So I like to keep it low, but I just use that money to save it and to pump back into the channel, you know, to modify my cars, to buy another car, to do all sorts of different things on it. So man, I love running through the gears on this. So much fun. But yeah, I think from, you know, different things to, you know, cars to all of this, I think I've covered a lot of kind of the updates around things right now. And, you know, a topic that, you know, I get asked about that I can talk on briefly with you guys, you know, some people are like, hey, will you talk about how you love your GR86 and you got this Honda S2000? Guys, for me, I sold the GR86 and I made a profit on it, number one. So I made videos on it, you know, and those videos are still making money. I sold the car for more than what I bought it for, and I had a chance to buy a 14,000 mile Honda S2000 at a good deal. And those cars are very similar, the Honda S2000 and GR86. The GR86 is faster, has more torque, You know, has a lot of great characteristics. For the money, guys, for the money, buying a brand new car, sports car or enthusiast car, like a Toyota GR86, a Subaru BRZ, or a Mazda Miata, for the price, they are such great buys. Those cars are worth more, in my opinion, than what the dealers and, well, I shouldn't say dealers, but what the MSRP is. They're such great cars, guys. And when it came down to it, when I had this car, when I had the GR86, they're very similar. And so the opportunity to, you know, I was originally going to try to keep both, and I just decided that, you know, this car I like a lot more. Now, I do miss my GR86. I have thought about getting into, you know, the new BRZ. I think it's their TS lineup. It has a few kind of extra goodies on it. You know, I originally wished I would have had the World Rally Blue in my BRZ, and that deal kind of fell through. But they're a great car. But honestly, guys, I just had a chance to buy my dream car, and I had to move some money around, and so that's why. Let me know in the comments below if you guys like this video, if you guys have enjoyed it, if you guys want more of these drive-in talks with me. Maybe that's what we'll call it. But more just life updates, channel updates, more just kind of vlog. You know, I can go eat a cheeseburger or a taco if that makes you guys happy as I'm doing some of this. But let me know your guys' thoughts. Please leave a comment below. Please leave a thumbs up. I'm Austin. This is Gone in 60. Guys, thank you. It's going to be a great year. We'll catch you on the next video.
Mm-hmm.